So the new Spider-Man movie came out last weekend, and it's making a lot of money. Everybody is seeing it. Overall reviews are positive. I finally got to see it, and I am here now to tell you guys my thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. This will be a, I guess, spoiler review if I do feel the need to talk about the stuff in the movie, because a lot of awesome stuff happens, a lot of cool stuff. I am going to be talking about it, so if you have not seen it, click off the video, go watch No Way Home, and then come back to this one later. But yeah, it is it like the 27th MCU movie, I think? Crazy. They've done so many at this point. It's really wild. But yeah, Tom Holland returned, Spider-Man is back for the third movie, and I guess just kicking it off, it's multiverse, man. We do get a bunch of different villains back from previous movies. We get Doc Ock, we get Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, we get Jamie Foxx as Electro, we get Kurt Connor, the Lizard, back, which is awesome. Sandman is back in this. They really went all out. It's really cool what they were able to do, and I think that is a lot of what makes this movie special, is how bonkers it is that they actually pulled off what they do in this movie. It is insane that they were able to get all these characters to come back and actually fit into a plot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's awesome. Coming with that, obviously, we do get the previous universe's Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are back. They are back as Spider-Man in this movie, and they're perfect, they're awesome. Everything with them worked so much better than I thought it would, honestly. I thought there was potential for it to be very good, obviously, but I also thought there was a lot of potential for it to be a misfire, and it is not. It is perfect. I love them in this movie. Andrew Garfield in particular is amazing. Haha. But yeah, they just work. It's just so great seeing the chemistry between those two, and then meeting Tom Holland, his Spider-Man. It's just awesome. But what is really impressive about this movie is it stays Tom's movie. That was what so many people were concerned about, was that Tom was going to get completely lost in all the noise, and he doesn't. Tom Holland is excellent in this movie. It remains his Peter Parker story the entire time, and it really, it shows us his values, you know, and I really like that. They do a big kind of reset at the end, which closes this trilogy in a really unique way. The score is magnificent. It complements the movie on every level. Michael Giacchino, you are awesome. Thank you for this score. It's great. So yeah, I obviously really like this movie. It is higher up on my MCU ranking. I think it's just an absolute entertainment feast. The one main thing I have to talk about, and I do feel like I have to talk about this, it could be a personal thing. I've talked to some other people, they do agree. They need an intervention about the Marvel humor. It is so unfunny. Like, every time I feel like in these recent MCU movies that they have to tell a joke, they literally have to stop the entire movie. It's like the movie is running, it's a smooth train just chugging along, and then they literally have to stop the train to tell their joke. And it's so rarely funny, especially with the supporting characters. They force it in there. It all feels so manufactured, so, I don't even know, it produced, and I just hate it. None of the humor feels natural. There's a lot of stuff with Ned and Flash Gordon in here that I think just falls really flat, and I just don't appreciate it. The humor's been the worst part of the last couple Marvel movies for me. But that out of the way, there are still some good jokes in here, especially once you get into the later half of the film. There are some good jokes. The other thing that I want to talk about is I hope if we keep going with this Spider-Man, they get away from the idea that all the problems that he has to solve have to be his fault. I don't think that has to be true with all heroes. I don't think that they constantly have to solve what they created, and that's kind of been a theme running in all three of the home trilogy movies, and I'm just kind of sick and tired of it. For one, I just want to see something bad happen and Spider-Man fix it. That's what I want to happen. But it's not a huge critique on this movie. Everything still works. Willem Dafoe is fantastic in here. His Green Goblin, having him back, a treat. He is awesome. I loved him. He carried this film. It's just really exciting. The whole movie's really exciting. They tied everything together pretty much as well as they could. I think there's definitely going to be some plot holes, but everything they fit into this movie, with the Spider-Man coming back and the villains coming back and Doctor Strange being in here and it being the final film in a trilogy. I'm really impressed with how everything worked. Again, I just think the humor is pretty bad in this, and I also think there's a pretty distinct switch in tone and in just how the story works between the first act and the next two acts. I feel like that could have been done more seamlessly. I was really happy with the pacing in this movie, though. For the first time in a while, I thought they nailed the pace. This movie's pretty long. It doesn't feel that long, so good job on that part. And yeah, everyone gives great performances. Performances in this movie are all solid. I was really appreciative of that. Yeah, I think it's technically pretty good. I think story-wise, it's a little bit weak, but it's so awesome and epic that it makes up for it. It's not going to be one of my all-time top MCU movies, but I really enjoyed it, and I'd give Spider-Man No Way Home an A-. Let me know what you thought of the movie down below. It is breaking box office records everywhere, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.